Hello everybody, this is Interslicery for the Lifestream. We've been watching the new trailer and the gameplay from the E3 conference non-stop, and we've noticed a few details about the combat, so here's a breakdown for you. Basic combat seems to be standard for all characters, with square launching regular attacks. Doing this will gradually build up 2 bars of your ATB meter, although it will fill up slowly by itself. When you activate ATB, you will enter Tactical Mode, which will slow combat to a crawl, similar to Wait Mode in Final Fantasy XV. Whilst in this mode, you're free to choose from a variety of commands such as abilities, spells, and items, and select targets at your leisure. You can hold down the square to do a series of consecutive attacks, or do staggered button inputs to vary your combo. You can also knock opponents up into the air or bounce them off the walls to keep the combos going. You're able to run from battles, but as enemies are visible in the world, they'll return to their previous position. No random battles here. Abilities seem to include familiar limit breaks like Braver, which can hit multiple enemies, in addition to new character-specific abilities, while spell and items allow you to use, well, spells and items. Choosing one of these commands uses up a bar of your ATB, requiring you to fill it up before being able to use it again. Materia is making a return by appearing socketed into each character's weapons, allowing you to unleash magic attacks such as lightning and fire at the cost of an ATB bar, and a bit of MP. Ice magic appears to freeze smaller enemies, meaning elemental magic will do more than just cause damage. From what we can tell, items operate similarly to spells. Select the item, select the character, and wait a few moments as the item is used. Based on one of Barret's skills, which reduces his ability to be interrupted, it's possible that you could be knocked out of using items, so choose your moment carefully. Basic controls use L2, R2 in order to issue commands to allies with full ATB bars without having to directly take control of them. Though switching characters is as simple as pressing up or down on the D-pad. Each character has a dedicated evade button as well as R1 for guard, if you want to plant your feet and take the hit. L1 is used to bring up command shortcuts, useful if you want a more fast-paced experience without the need to slow things down during tactical mode. And finally, pressing R3 will lock you onto the enemy so your attacks will always hit home. It looks like Cloud is going to be serving as a melee fighter, using his sword to get in the enemy's face and slice them to bits. Hitting triangle switches Cloud to Punisher mode, which will slow his movement drastically in addition to increasing his damage dealt, and giving him what appears to be a parry. This, however, can be risky, as getting hit by a ranged or magic attack while in this mode will knock him back into Operator mode, his default, while causing him to take more damage than usual. Focused Thrust has Cloud dashing forward and doing a bit of damage, while also closing the gap between him and his target. Cloud also has an attack called Triple Slash that allows him to dash between multiple enemies, doing damage and repositioning himself to a different spot on the battlefield. Barret is the group's long-range fighter, using his signature gun arm to hit enemies well out of reach of his melee companions. His gun is semi-automatic, allowing you to only hit the attack button every few seconds, as opposed to holding it down or mashing. Hitting triangle for Barret and activating Overcharge allows him to shoot a series of powerful successive blows at the enemy. However, you'll need to wait for this to recharge before being able to use it again. The bar recharges by itself with no visibly obvious way of speeding it up. His Steel Skin ability allows Barret to take reduced damage for a time while also making him more stable, reducing how easily he can be interrupted by enemy attacks, something that's bound to be really useful in combat. Tifa seems to be very interesting, with her triangle changing with each press, linking together a series of specialized attacks. However, the move Bash, which appears at the end of one combo, is used to start another. Could you be able to mix and match skills to create custom combos? While Aerith does have a long-range attack with her staff, throwing out magical bolts, her classic role is that of a magic user. Her triangle move, Tempest, calls down an AoE attack of lightning hitting all around her. There appears to be a white marker at the top of the button prompt, implying there could be more to this ability than it immediately seems. Some of the larger enemies seem capable of grabbing and incapacitating a character, as shown by the Scorpion Sentinel preparing to blast Cloud with a laser, or Apps knocking him to the ground and wailing on him. This requires you to switch characters and dealing enough damage to knock them out of their attack. We can also see that in some fights against certain enemies, like the Scorpion Sentinel, there'll be the ability to target different sections, like its leg or a head. All enemies have a focus gauge, which fills when attacked, When full, the enemy becomes staggered, allowing you to do some real damage as it's rendered helpless for a short time. While some environments will change as the battle progresses, it doesn't appear to change the battle arena on a gameplay level, outside of fight-specific interactions. Limit breaks make a triumphant return, filling your limit bar as you take damage and triggering a short animation on their activation before launching the attack. Whether this is a cinematic attack or something needed to be aimed is unclear at the moment. However, Barret's limit break, Fire in the Hole, fires a direct shot at the locked-on target. Thanks for watching. We'll be back soon with more, but if you have a thirst in the meantime, you can always head on over to our forums and Discord, links in the description, where we discuss everything as and when it happens. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below telling us your thoughts. What do you think of the new combat system? Till next time, bye!